Welcome in your favorite YouTube channel, Language Guide, and you are watching a video on a famous English lyric written by Robert Burns, the inspirational poet of English Romanticism, entitled as A Red Red Rose. If you are new on the channel, please subscribe the channel to get notification of a new video. Please like the video and share it with your friends and well-wishers. Let's start now. You are going to study the poem as per the lesson plan. Now here is the lesson plan. Number 1, introduction. Second, central idea of the poem. Third, pretty and melodious love of the speaker. Number 4, bottomless love of the speaker. Number 5, immortal love of the speaker. Number 6, faithful love of the speaker. Number 7, literary devices used in the poem. And number 8, conclusion of the poem. Now let's start with the first point, that is introduction. Robert Burns is one of the well-known universal poets. He was a son of tenant, born on January 25, 1759. He started his formal education under his father. Poverty and struggle made him National Bard of Scotland. He was died on July 21st, 1796 at the age of 37, suffering heart disease. He is also called a great peasant poet or ploughman poet in Scotland and England. His poems celebrate traditional Scottish culture, farm life, class, and religion. Distinctions are chief subjects of his poem. Now, second point is central idea of the poem. The present poem, that is A Red Red Rose, has a universal subject. It is first published in 1794. Since its publication, it has gained a lot of popularity across the globe. It is written with first-person narration. Though gender of the speaker is not mentioned in the poem, it may be the poet. It compares his love to rose that just bloom and a melody that has a sweet tune. Then he describes depth of his love and its eternity. Next, it reflects a shadow of parting, but the poet assures and promises his beloved to be with her till his death. Now, let's have to study the poem stanza by stanza. Now see the first stanza. Pretty and melodious love is the theme of first stanza. First line reflects the title of the poem. This stanza states the focus of the poem. It describes a poet's quality of love towards his sweetheart. He is an ardent, means passionate lover. He compares his love with a fresh red rose. It is a conventional image of love. He also compares his love with sweet tune of the melody. Red rose symbolizes their love. Red color explains passions behind their love. The replication, that is the duplication of the word red, reflects a titanic passion of the romance. He compares his love with a red rose that comes out in June. It indicates that his love is fresh, bright, and attractive. Next, he compares his love with melody that sweetly played in tune. It means music is the part of life. Sweet tune of music is the result of different musical instruments harmonizes together. Thus, it is a single effect of different tunes. They have separate bodies with a single heart. He calls her as a tune which gives his a sweet, harmonious song. In the second stanza of the poem, the poet describes the bottomless love. Here, the poet explains his passionate feelings and deep love towards his beloved. He explains it spontaneously and in the hyperbolical manner. He is deeply in love with his beauty queen. He calls her my bonny lass. He declares that his love is not shallow. On the contrary, it is as deep and true as her beauty. Next, he explains that his love is not temporary or momentary. He assures her that time cannot alter his love. He promises to love her till all the seas gang dry, means go dry. Use of the word love as a verb shows his faith on his words. In the third stanza, we notice that this stanza begins with the last line of the second stanza. Again, he says to his love, that means his beloved, that he love her till all the seas gang dry. The repetition of the line indicates his firmness of his love. His love is platonic, eternal, and immortal. Again, he exaggerates to assure her. He explains to love her till all the mountains melt with the rays of the sun. In addition to it, he proclaims, that means declares, to love her till the sands of life run. It means he would love her till the end of the universe. Here, natural images represents the aim of the speaker. In the next stanza, the poet expresses his faithful love. At the end of this poem, the speaker appeals and assures his beloved. He says to her that he is going to depart from her for a short period of time. The reason to depart is not given in the poem, but he assures her to return soon. He is ready to cross 1,000 miles for her. He depart from her may indicate his death, but he assures her that he cannot live without her. She is his breath, so he decides to return very soon for her. When we see the major themes of the poem, we notice love and separation are the major themes of the poem. The poet has laid them with using metaphors of natural objects. He adores or admires beauty of his beloved and expresses his immeasurable love for her. His love is so deep rooted that it will stay forever no matter what happens. Now let's have to see literary devices used in the poem. The poem is decorated with various literary devices. They help the readers to understand philosophical meaning of the poem. They are used to depict to love and the beloved. Comparison of the love with red rose and melody explains simile. Repetition of consonant sound l and r in "Oh, my love is like a red, red rose" is an example of alliteration. Till all the seas gang dry and the rocks melt with sun are the examples of hyperbole. The exaggeration emphasizes poet's love for his sweetheart. Oh, my love is like the melody that sweetly played in tune, is an enjambment. Means here, no punctuation mark is used up to the end of the line. The line and fare thee well a while is an example of a consonance. Here, consonant sound l is repeated in the same line. The line I will love thee still, my dear, is an example of assonance. Here, vowel sound E is repeated in the same line. The line I will love thee still, my dear, is repeated and it is an example of repetition. It creates musical quality and becomes example of refrain. Red rose is used as the symbol of love. The line thus has a symbolical meaning which differs from literal meaning. The rose, melody, seas, rocks, the sun, sands of life are the examples of visual imageries. They represent of something that can be experienced or understood through our five senses. The poem contains four stanzas and each stanza contains four lines. In short, we can say there are 16 lines. All the stanzas have the same rhyming scheme, that is ABCB. The line that's newly sprung in June is an example of iambic trimeter. Here, three imbs are used. As fair art thou, my bonny lace, is an example of iambic tetrameter. Here, four imbs are used. And in the last part of the poem, that is conclusion, we'll notice the poem explores the phenomena of love. It compresses the narrator's attempt to express the depth of his love. The speaker is very artistically draws a picture of his profound love. He paints this picture with intense emotions. Metaphorical representation of love through the natural phenomena like the sea and the sun enchant the readers. I hope you like this video. Thank you to spare time with me.